how you doing? This is TV and school. Вивчаємо з тобою ми англійську. How are you? Що скажеш, коли ти зустрінеш якогось іноземця? So, let's speak English. Англійська мова Шекспіра та нью-йоркських таксистів. Англійська стане у нагоді вам, boys і дівчиська.
So, okay guys, I'm happy to see you back in our classroom. How are you today? I hope you're fine. And again, we've got Mr. Paul with us.
Hello, how are you all doing?
Guys, we're really happy to have all the feedback from all our lessons, and we're really happy to read your answers and answer them as much as possible via the email or on Instagram. Thank you for your homework. That's really amazing job. Well, Paul, so what are we going to talk today about?
I think we're going to talk about a very, very important subject close to my heart, Olga.
Really? Well, of course, we're going to talk about Great Britain, but exactly we're going to talk about schools, exams, and educational system. So, take a look, please. We've got here several issues, kind of university, GCSEs. Paul, what's that?
GCSEs?
Yeah.
That is the General Certificate of Secondary Education, Olga.
General Certificate of Secondary Education. Well, okay. Primary school, a degree, a secondary school, A-levels. Again, what is A-levels?
A-levels is the highest school qualifications for the last 2 years of school, and this gives you access to a university.
So, and playgroup. I guess that these things are not in a chronological order, right?
No, they're not in the right order.
So, guys, what do you think should be the first one? What is the first where kids start their education? Of course, it's not the university, right, Paul?
No, not university, Olga.
But if it's A-level, A means the first, right?
Can be, but also could be the best if you're an A-star student.
I see. So, then I guess we should start with a playgroup, right?
I think so. All small children like to play.
So, playgroup. What age groups are for the playgroups?
The very small ones, maybe 3 to 5.
Okay, so playgroup is for the kids 3 to 5. Okay, so and the next one. So then comes, I guess, then should go primary school, right?
Yes.
So the next one is primary group. And again, what is the age group?
This is 5 to 11.
5 to 11. Well, you finish primary school when you're 11?
Yes, we work very hard in Great Britain.
So you mean not 4 years, but 5 years?
Yes.
Okay, guys, can you imagine that you would leave primary school at the age of 11? It means after the 5th grade. It's different in Ukraine. Okay, so then comes, I guess, secondary school.
Yes, secondary school.
Okay, so secondary school, and the age group for this school is?
Would be 11 to 18. However, you can leave school at 16 in Great Britain, but most people stay on and do A-levels to 18.
Okay, how is it possible to leave school before the A-levels?
Because A-levels, really, they are for entrance to university. They give you accessibility to a good university. So some people at 16 decide to finish school and not go to university and maybe have a career or work or job that does not require a university degree.
I see. Okay, so and then after the secondary school, I need to have GCSEs, right?
Yes, the General Certificate of Secondary Education.
So are these kind of tests?
These are compulsory tests. You cannot become an A-level student until you have completed GCSEs.
Okay, so I have to sit for 9 tests?
9 tests. 4 compulsory, 5 you choose.
So 4 is a must, and then 5 are optional.
Yes.
Well, 9 exams. That's way too much. Okay, and then comes A-levels. and only 3 subjects.
Yes, as we get older in Great Britain, we tend to specialise on subjects.
So after 9 exams, I have to sit for 3 exams, right?
3 A-level exams.
I see. That's way better, because in Ukraine, we have more subjects here and even more subjects on this level. That's interesting. Okay, and after the A-level, you told me that I can go to the university, right?
Yes, you can go to university.
And what do I get in the university?
Well, if you stay at university for 3 or 4 years, you would have a bachelor's degree.
Okay, so the last stage is a degree. So a bachelor's and then can be master's, right?
Yeah, or
and then comes a
PhD.
PhD. Okay, so guys, now these schools are in the chronological order now. So let's see, we have got playgroup for the ages of
3 to 5.
3 to 5. Then primary school for the ages of
5 to 11.
5 to 11. And then secondary school.
From 11 to 18, but you can leave at 16.
Okay, and then at 16, I guess, we have to sit for GCSEs, right?
Yes, you need your GCSEs to qualify for A-levels, and also you need a GCSE in English and Maths to go to any university in Great Britain.
Guys, can you imagine 16-year-olds pass 9 subjects? But then they've got only 3 subjects to study at A-level, right? Okay, and then we're able to go to the university and get a degree.
Yes.
Right? Okay, let's complete this table. You need to complete the second columns, and we're going to talk about education in Ukraine. Okay? So we've got it completed for the United Kingdom, and now, so Paul, have you got any questions?
In Ukraine, when I'm walking around, I see students younger than 3 in playgroups.
Yeah, you're quite right. Our kids go to kindergarten when they are 2. Well, of course, they can stay at home and go when they are 3 and 4 and even 5, but some parents decide that their kids have to go to the kindergarten when they are just 2, and they stay there up to the age of 6.
So they stay in kindergarten till 6. So they start school 1 year after British children.
Yes, we usually start our primary school at the age of 6. And again, we stay there up to the age of 11, but we have only 4 grades. Okay.
So in Ukrainian primary school, you are studying for 4 grades, and in British primary school, you are studying for 5 grades.
Yeah, we've got the first, the second, the third, and the fourth. And then kids go to the secondary school. And we've got a high school. So secondary school are for the kids who are in the 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, and 9th grades. So 5 classes of the secondary school and 2 classes of high school, 10th and 11th. Okay. And then you've got GCSEs for 9 subjects, and we've got state final assessment, and it usually happens after the 9th grade, and kids sit for 3 subjects only.
Ah, Olga, this state final examination, is this what I've heard people call ZNO?
No, ZNO, or external independent assessment, is the next level. It's kind of like A level for the British kids, and external independent assessment is for the Ukrainian kids, you see?
Okay.
And again, 3 subjects are compulsory, and then kids can add 2 more subjects if they need them for their admission to the university.
Okay.
So we've got lots in common between our 2 educational systems, right? So different names, but still the meaning is the same. Playgroup and the kindergarten, then primary school and secondary, and for us high school. GCSEs are like our state final assessment, and A-levels are like our external independent assessment,
Yes.
or ZNO.
A lot of similarities.
Yeah. Okay, but there is one difference. Do you know that kids in Great Britain are in the habit of taking a gap year after they finish school or after they finish the university. Paul, did you take your gap year?
Olga, I must confess, I didn't take a gap year, I took a gap 2 years.
Well, guys, can you imagine not going to the university just right after school, but spending 2 years, in Paul's case, doing whatever you want? Paul, what did you do?
Well, firstly, I lived in New York or near New York City, and I taught in a sports school, sports camp for young children. And secondly, I spent 6 months traveling around the beaches and islands of Thailand. It was amazing.
6 months of traveling around beaches and like sites of Thailand?
Yes.
Wow, that's just, I can't imagine even having it. Okay, so guys, if you take a look at this picture, you can see different words. They are all related to the gap year. So what words grasp your attention? My words are studies, opportunity, and adventure. Paul, what are your words?
Well, my words are discovery, explore, enjoyment.
Okay.
More fun words.
More fun words, okay. So here is kind of a plan for the gap year. So you can see a student having a backpack and being ready to explore the world. Yeah, and you've got here different countries. It means that during your gap year, you're able to travel abroad and do some volunteer work maybe, right?
Yes, people normally do some work because for a year with no money, or 2 years like me, no money, you need to have some income.
So you still have to work a little bit.
Yes.
Paul, does it help kids to be more ready for their education and careers?
I believe so. Some people believe you should go straight to university because you lose your habit of studying. But I believe you can gain many more experiences, lifelong experiences, to get you ready for life, not just university.
So life is not only about studying, right?
Yes.
Okay, so guys, as we understood, during this gap year, you can get more of life skills. And we prepared a listening activity for you. So, would you please listen and make notes of the main points? Okay, guys, so please be ready to listen to it twice.
A gap year was once thought of as being undertaken because something somewhere had gone wrong on the route from school through to higher education and on to the start of the career. But now, a gap year is positively encouraged by universities, and employers look favourably on any worthwhile experiences picked up while away from home because of the skills gained, such as independent learning, problem solving without a support network, self-sufficiency, and internationalisation. Gap years are usually taken before heading off to university, but they can be taken at different times. For instance, to break up your degree course, or even before taking up a postgraduate course. It is thought that every year about 100,000 British 18-year-olds delay starting higher education in this way. That's roughly 1 in 8 school leavers each year have a gap year. Australia is the most popular destination for British students, doing things like bungee jumping and walking the Sydney Harbour Bridge. Other popular destinations include Peru, Thailand, and India.
Okay, guys, so you listened for the first time. Now, I'd like you to listen and make notes if you haven't done that already. So you'll see some of my notes appearing on the screen. Okay, Paul, will you help us one more time, please?
Yes, I'd like to. A gap year was once thought of as being undertaken because something somewhere had gone wrong on the route from school through to higher education and on to the start of your career. But now, a gap year is positively encouraged by universities, and employers look favourably on any worthwhile experiences picked up while away from home because of skills gained, such as independent learning, problem solving without a support network, self-sufficiency, and internationalism. Gap years are usually taken before heading off to university, but they can be taken at different times. For instance, to break up your degree course or even before taking up a postgraduate course. It is thought that every year about 100,000 British 18-year-olds delay the start of higher education in this way. That's roughly 1 in 8 school leavers in Great Britain. Australia is the most popular destination for British students, doing things such as bungee jumping and walking the Sydney Harbour Bridge are top of the list. Other destinations include Peru, Thailand, and India.
Okay, so here are my notes. Well, as far as I understood, gap year is positively encouraged by universities and employers because you get new skills like independent learning, problem solving without a support network, self-sufficiency, and internationalism. You can go on a gap year not only after your school, but you can break up your degree course or even before taking a postgraduate course. And on your gap year, you can visit different countries. Well, guys, you've got a task. You have to plan your perfect gap year. Imagine that next year you don't have to go to school and you're going to take a gap year with your friend instead. So luckily, money isn't a problem at all, and you can go wherever you like and do whatever you like. So make it an unforgettable year. We would like you to work in pairs and plan a perfect gap year. And of course, you can send all your plans to us on our emails or on Instagram, okay? But, Paul, what do we need to talk about perfect gap year? What skills do we need to get?
Well, if students are still at school, they are going to plan something that's in the future. So maybe we need to talk in the future.
Yes, and to talk in the future, we need our 5 o'clock grammar tea. So guys, this time our 5 o'clock grammar tea will be about future tenses. And there are 3 ways to express future. Present continuous, yes, it's present continuous, but you'll be able to speak about future using this tense. Then the construction going to and will. So let's take a look. The first one is present continuous. And below you've got the formula. Subject, am, is, are, plus verb with the ending ing and the rest of the sentence. The meaning of this is when you have already decided or arranged it to do. It's kind of a fixed plan. For example, you bought the tickets, you packed your suitcase, and you are ready to go. Then you say, I'm flying to Thailand tomorrow, for example. Or, in this case, we've got this sentence. Paul, can you read it, please?
I'm going to the cinema tonight.
So, it means that you've got your ticket, right? You maybe called a taxi, or you asked your friends to come, and everything is arranged. Okay, so you can also use tonight, tomorrow, this afternoon, at 8 o'clock, this weekend, meaning some future time. Okay, and take a note, present simple can also have a future value, especially for schedules. So, train leaves at 7 a.m. or the lesson starts at 10, right? So once again, for your personal arrangements, you've got present continuous, you have the formula, And for the timetables, you've got present simple. And both of these tenses we use to speak about the nearest future, which is already arranged. Okay, the next one is the construction be going to. So the formula is pretty much the same, but so you've got subject, I, we, you, they, Mary, Paul, Olga. Then comes am is are, going to, then the base form of the verb without to, and the rest of the sentence. And we use it for the plans and decisions. There is a difference between an arranged activity and a plan. If I have a plan, it means that I still don't have tickets. I haven't invited anybody yet. I'm still planning it in my head. And then I say, I'm going to watch a film, for example. That's the first use. The second use are the predictions with evidence. What does it mean, evidence? Evidence means when you can obviously see something. If I take this book and if I do like this, what will happen? It is going to fall, right? It is the evidence. It's obvious. So if I don't keep it, it falls, like this. So let's take a look at the examples. There are black clouds. Paul, what is going to happen?
It's going to rain.
Yes, we see the black clouds, and this is evidence. And we say it is going to rain. Okay? So, and again, you can use next week, next year, next month, in 1 year. And once again, guys, we talk about plans and decisions and predictions with evidence. Okay, and the last one, will future. Well, the formula with will is very simple. Subject, will, base form, and the rest of the sentence. And again, we use it with predictions, but without evidence. There is no evidence. You just predict that something will happen. You think, you believe, you expect, and you hope. So these words, think, believe, expect, and hope, are kind of a life hacks. If you see the phrase, I think, then it should be followed with it will, or I will, or I believe, it's my prediction, without any evidence, then will. For example, I think I will pass the exam. I believe in it. It's prediction, but without evidence. The second time when we use it, when you decide to do something at the moment of speaking. For example, I'm carrying lots of heavy books. So Paul sees me carrying lots of heavy books. And he says,
Olga, I will help you.
Okay, so he made this decision on the spot. Okay, so we've got such an example. It's raining, I'll take an umbrella. So it's on the spot decision, or decision made at the time of speaking. And as Paul already said, he said, I'll help you. He offered me some help. Or he may promise me something. Olga, I'll come back later, for example. Paul, will you come to the next class?
I'm going to come to next class.
So it means that you planned it, yeah?
Yes.
And we expect that you will be able to come. Okay, so once again, we can use in a year, next, and 1 day. And there is a small note. Sometimes you can hear shall. Well, when I was a kid, my teachers told me to use shall. But now, shall is used only for suggestions and requests. For example, shall we have some tea after the lesson?
Okay.
Yeah.
2 sugars, please.
2 sugars. Okay. Okay. So, and shall I open the window? It means that I ask the permission to open the window. Okay, guys. So let's practice a bit.
Olga, may I have a suggestion?
Yeah.
I have a suggestion. This is how I remember it. It's a funny suggestion. I know students like funny ideas. So let's use the example of the best football team in the world, Chelsea. So I'm going to watch the best football team in the world, Chelsea. I'm going to the stadium with my friend, and I say to my friend, Chelsea will win today. Maybe they will, maybe they won't.
It's your prediction without evidence.
And then it's 2 minutes left in the game. Chelsea are winning 4-0. The other team have 2 players red carded. I then say to my friend, Chelsea are going to win today.
Yes, because you've got the evidence. 4-0. 2 guys are discarded. And, well, that's the evidence. So, pretty nice example. Thank you so much, Paul. Guys, may this example help you doing this task. Take a look at the first sentence. So, look, that red car over there, crash. So, what would you use here? Will or going to? Paul, what do you think?
If I'm driving down the road and I can see this accident about to happen, then I would say going.
Definitely, because you have the evidence. You see it with your eyes. Okay, the next one. Don't worry about the car. I phone a taxi.
Well, maybe I have my phone. Maybe the battery's dead in my phone. Maybe I have no credit left on my phone. Maybe I can't find my phone. I want to, so I would use will.
And of course, that's an offer. Like I tell you, don't worry about the car, I will phone a taxi. Or I made this decision on the spot. Okay, the next one. I think I be rich one day.
This is what many people think, so this must be will.
Yeah, because we've got here a life hack. Think. If you say, I think, I hope, I believe, it's definitely will future. The next one. She's pregnant. She have a baby soon.
I believe there's definite evidence there, Olga. She's pregnant.
She's going to have a baby soon. We've got the evidence. The next one. Paul, I think that the guys can have all these as their home task.
Yes, I think everybody understands now, especially with my example.
Yeah, that was just brilliant. And now you know, guys, that he is the fan of Chelsea. Okay, guys, so that's the part of your home task. And let me remind you the other part of your home task. We're waiting for your plans for your gap year. And please send them to our emails or on Instagram pages. Okay, once again, we're waiting for your plans for your perfect gap year. Read this task carefully and plan it with your friend. Okay, guys, that's the end of the lesson. Thank you, Paul, for your support and help.
You're welcome, Olga.
See you next time.
Bye.